What's up, guys? Doing a little two-up ride review. That's right, I'm back on it. I took a little break. I haven't ridden this bike for 2 weeks, actually. I have a little over 1,000 miles. It's creeping up on 1,100 miles. I stopped out here at our spot, have a little non-alcoholic beverage, and told my wife I'd take her to dinner, but she had to ride on the motorcycle. We were taking the bike. So that's what we're doing. I didn't do any recording on the way out here, so I'm recording now, and I'll record a little bit on the way back. I'm actually thinking about taking it out to the beach this coming week. If I don't get out then, maybe within the next 2 weeks. I hope to do it this next week. Anyways, I plan on taking a ride this next week. Possibly the following week, but pretty soon I'm going to head out to the beach and tackle a little sand, hopefully. My arch nemesis. Haven't put any aftermarket tires on it, so still rolling with the stocks. I'm going to change the oil, do my 1,000-mile oil change, even though I'm over 1,000 miles. Do some other maintenance, double check my chain, lube everything. Check everything. I'm going to take it out to the beach and try to ride through the sand, see what I could do out there. Plus, I need to get away. Been at the house for a while and want to take the bike out somewhere and just get away for a while. How was the ride over? So she knows nothing about motorcycles. She doesn't have anyone's opinion in her head to sway her either way of anything. I don't even tell her anything. So how did you feel riding over?
How I felt is I feel like we're more at the same level. On your other motorcycles, I feel like I stood up.
Oh, really?
So, one, I couldn't really look forward like I usually do. Yeah. Two, I know you felt us knock helmets a couple times.
Yeah.
Which is why I was looking at your helmet, because it comes back in your little racer mode or whatever.
Racer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, even just cruising at 60, we're in and out. I'm not on the gas or on the brake or nothing. We're just steadily cruising, all of a sudden just a little teek.
Yeah, but even if I look to the front, your head's directly in front of me.
Oh, so you mean like this sideways or like this sideways?
Well, kind of both. Kind of both.
We got some guys over here fishing. They're about to leave, so we'll start back up in a minute. Alright, so those people went by in the truck that went fishing. So anyways, bumping helmet. So you were looking around me or sideways?
It was kind of like a halfer.
Because I looked back there and then I was like, is she having to look sideways? It's getting ridiculous. I don't.
Yeah.
If you bump my helmet every now and then, it's not that big of a deal. But try not to do it. Anyways, obviously I'm gonna talk while we ride on the way back, but felt pretty fine to me. I didn't feel much of a difference.
You said it was lower at the gas station.
Oh yeah. I didn't adjust the rear shock or anything, so when she sits on it's lower, so I couldn't even really kick my kickstand out at the house. But it's probably a little more sluggish on the lower end when you're taking off and stuff, but nothing that really affected me. I'm not out here racing. But cruising 55, 60, go normal up. She was there. She wasn't and her legs are kind of touching and squeezing my hips every now and again a little bit. If I didn't feel that, I wouldn't even know she was back there. We were just straight cruising. No problems at all. The pickup was still fine.
I was hanging on to the handles most of the time.
Probably. What about with your legs though?
Except when you were going 65 on the turns. That was a little
Oh, you only saw 65?
Great.
Well, that truck was behind us and I didn't want to look like a punk.
Okay.
No, we were doing 170 on some of those, I'm sure.
That's probably unnecessary.
And I thought I saw an animal on the road, like right on the side, a smaller animal, and then the truck coming at me flashed his high beams a couple times. And then shortly after that, I realized there were 2 dogs running on the side, so I kind of swerved around into oncoming traffic. No one was coming, but just to avoid them possibly running out in front of us.
We'll remember that on the way back.
I mean, what do you think that was, a 40-minute ride? What time is it? 7:36. About an hour. Because we went to the gas station, we got gas, and then forgot our drink, so went back to the house and came back out, so we wasted about 10 minutes. Normally take 45 minutes probably just to cruise out here. But pretty good for me. Yeah, it's a little bit better than I expected actually. Still perfectly stable. Maneuvering and feels all the same. I don't feel thrown off at all with her on the back of the bike. And she's, what, 130 pounds?
125 probably.
125 pounds, I'm 160. So,
Are you trying to do the math?
I can see when people are 250 or even more pounds on this bike, they might think it's a little slower than somebody that's at 160. But all in all, I think it performed perfect with 2 up. I didn't see any problem besides her knocking into me a couple times. But we're gonna finish these up and head out to eat, head out to the dinner spot, and I'll do some recording on the way back. All right, one more thing. What did you think about like vibrations or the way the bike felt or rode? Like, what were all your feelings back here? Your feet, your butt, your back leaning against all that?
I felt fine the whole entire time, except for when you were going fast on the turns. I felt like, I don't know, I felt a little vibration in my knees.
When I was speeding up? That was good.
But that was just here.
Speeding up.
That was just here at the end. Other than that, it was fine.
So you didn't notice any vibrations in your back or anything?
Nope.
Same with me. I was even thinking about that on the way over here. Because a lot of people talk about vibrations this and vibrations that. I've said this before. I don't notice any vibrations. I kind of did when I first got the bike and I was riding slow, 35 through town and stuff. I was like, oh, this is vibrating a little bit. But coming out here and just cruising and stuff, I was even thinking like, I don't notice any vibrations.
Uh-oh. They're going to think we have alcohol.
There you go.
Huh? Yeah, it is.
I said we got it.
Oh.
Watch that. Alright guys, we just had a cop pull down here in a truck in a police vehicle and back out of here and pull out. Probably saw the camera and was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
Maybe not. Maybe he's about to walk down here.
Nah, we can stop right there.
Well, where's his truck?
Shut that up, please. Alright, well, now I'm freaked out a little bit. Updated shots of it. If I plan on taking it to the beach, I probably lube my chain and everything, clean that up, but probably won't fully wash the bike if I'm going out there. Guys, every time I still look at this bike, it just looks freaking awesome to me. I think it has to do with the accessories I have on it, plus the color scheme. I've seen other like KLRs online and stuff for like sale, and none of them look as good as mine to me. She's still in one piece. I actually have a motorcycle for sale right now. I'm selling my cruiser because I haven't been riding it and it just sits in my garage and I got too many bikes. So that one's up for sale, and I want to get out and do a YouTube video on it before I sell it, but I haven't really had time to do that. So anyways, I'm gonna do some recording on the way back, guys. It's pretty much summertime. It's cool air out here. Feels chilly. Felt chilly on the way out here when we got back out in the country type area. I gave my wife two options. Told her we can either go to a little burger joint or a little restaurant down the way. It's like a little steakhouse almost. Of course, she wants to go to a little restaurant, a little steakhouse. We'll go over there and we'll make a decision. We'll probably just go to that one, I guess. I said bike handle's great. 2-aught with her on here. We're doing 60 right now. Just cruising. You know, it said 45 on this turn. Probably more because of that driveway, but nice little ride. I've been needing to get out, take a little adventure. Doing a lot of landscaping and gardening at the house. Taking up all my time. Need to plan a trip for this summer. Go out in the RV, stay at some places. Should have planned it months ago, but we'll see. As soon as you got here on this road, there's motorcycles. Of course, we're not seeing any, but we didn't see any until we got out the Highway 90 close to this road. All of a sudden, I passed two bikes. Turned on this road, I passed, I don't know, 5. And then sitting down there, 5 or 6 passed by, obviously, you could hear them. There's her leg. I don't know if we can see that right there, and mine. Mounting my other camera somewhere, have a back view, but I didn't have time for that. And it feels nice. Feels like it's 70 degrees out. Even on these turns, bike doesn't skip a beat.
sensitive with her on here. Good at riding on the back though. Not one of those wives that are gonna yell and complain the whole time if I want to give it a little gas or swerve around a little bit here or there. She never says anything. The bike was running a tad bit hotter coming through town with her on it, but I don't know if that makes sense or if that was the case. I just looked down, temperature was at 195. Normally when I'm riding it's about 191, but that could have just been the time I looked at it, or who knows what. It's 193 right now, and I haven't been stopping at any lights or stop signs or anything, so I feel like it runs a couple degrees warmer with passenger. But I mean, it's just cruising at 60 miles an hour. We'll hit 1,100 miles before this ride's up, of course. Haven't had much time to get out and ride it, but I have been thinking about going out around the house, hitting some of the bayous and back areas, doing a little mud bogging, getting a little more comfortable with it. Of course, on my trip you saw I dropped it a couple times, so I got that out of the way. I'm not concerned about that. So get out there on the bayous and hit a little mud. See what I can do. I wanted to get new tires for it, of course. Uh-oh, we got something on fire over here. I just haven't got the tires yet. Hopefully it's just a brush fire. Somebody's burning some brush or burn pile. That's what it looks like. Right there. I mean, that's a big old bonfire. Would be this close to the sausage. Jeez. I don't do much different with her on the back, except for I try to ride a little more smooth, kind of short shift a little early. What's that little place? Instead of getting any RPMs and giving it a aggressive little shift. Gonna take it a little more easier, just so she's not rushing around. Try to give her a good experience. Now we gotta thrash around. I don't want to hear anything about it, but 90% of the time I try to ride smooth and easy, and then that 10%, if I gotta pull out and get it, then it's fine. This bike can't really get it to where getting extreme, but my cruiser will. And like I say, she's never complained, and I've taken that thing to its limits with her. on my old sport bikes. I was getting on it really good. She'd wait till it was up in the high RPMs and really get some speed up, and she'd maybe squeeze, because she'd be holding on at that point in time. When she knows you're getting it, she'll right now she's not holding me. She knows you're about to get it or getting it, she'll put her arm around your waist and she'll squeeze me if it's getting a little, like just a little, it's getting a little too extreme. Funny story, years ago, not on my cruiser I have now, but on the cruiser I had before this one, we went on a ride with some guys. We went out to, shoot, where is it? I don't know, out by the water, out by the beach, and we ate at a restaurant that's right there on the water. And when we were leaving, we were all getting on our bikes. There's probably 5 of us, and we had them all lined up, of course, and we were getting on them. We're putting on our gear and stuff. Well, one guy goes, and of course another guy goes, and that starts happening. People start going, and I'm sitting there waiting for my turn. I can hear my wife talking right behind me, but she's talking to the guy getting on his bike or on his bike next to us. And I hear her talking, so I think she's on the motorcycle. And then when it's my turn, I just go, and she's not on the bike. Everyone and she goes running out. I didn't know I was leaving her. She told me this, or somebody else. Everyone was talking about it. She came running out, threw her hands up. She goes, "What are you doing?" I just pulled off and left her standing there. Apparently everyone at the, because a lot of people were outside on the deck eating, everyone's standing there laughing. And then the guy she was talking to, he was the last one in line. She got on his bike, and I noticed probably a quarter mile down the road, maybe not even that far. So I turned around and I was headed back, and then they passed me, and she's on the back of his bike. Oh, story we like to tell sometimes when we get together. And the right fell quicker this time than it did on the way out here. Alright guys, well I just got the pure video mode, and I turned on the low light stabilization. So let's see what that does and the difference. I didn't realize how dark it was getting. I didn't ever put it down. Still get it a little bit. I was almost full bore. I mean, I could have let it wrapped out a little bit more, let it revved up a little bit more, but it was good enough. I'll do a update. Not update, but 1,000-mile review or whatever I'll be at that time. Maybe I could do it while I'm at the beach. Maybe I'll make that my my next review. Can't believe how cool it feels. Even my wife was like, "Yeah, when we got out into the country area, all of a sudden that temperature changed, and it was definitely cool." Stay in 5th and do a roll on. Let me make sure I'm in 5th. Oh no, I was in 4th. I knew it sounded a little high up there in the RPMs. 55 to a little 50 roll-on. Can't believe it's getting dark already like this. My wife doesn't mind, do whatever I want. I could do this all the way to the restaurant and she wouldn't say anything. When that cop pulled down there, you can't see anyone coming until they're like almost right up on you. They make a turn right there. We're almost in a parking area off to the right. Obviously, you can see it. As soon as he came around the corner, my wife was like, "Uh-oh," or something. There's a cop, and he's probably gonna think we were drinking. I was like, "Oh crap!" But I have my license, I got my insurance, and I'm not drinking. So, but still. It's a little like, ah, shoot. You never know. But he just turned around and rolled out. Probably saw my camera up and he was like, yeah, I'm not messing with this whole thing. I don't want to be on YouTube. Should have kept it second. I went all the way down to first. There you go. Sometimes I see those, of course I wasn't at a dead stop, but I see those 0 to 60 mile an hour tests, and they're only doing like 6-7 seconds. And I'm thinking, I feel like I get up there way faster than that, but you know, maybe not. I gotta do my own 0 to 60. Probably speeding, I think it's 40, or it's gonna be. And my wife loves going out to dinner. You wanna butter her up, or... I do not even feel like my wife's on the bike. This is how my bike feels when I'm on it by myself. When I'm like doing this stuff. And even gunning it, I don't notice that much of a difference. It's not like, oh, this is crazy different. No. I'm sure this guy's actually turning. Here we go. Don't mind if I do. Take this one right by the door. Try not to fall over in front of everyone. Alright. Alright, peeps. Well, we're at the restaurant, so... Alright, guys, I wonder if that low light stabilization works. We're doing 30, so hey, let's get it for a second. past all those cars. On the 4th, so we're not wanting to go too fast. 45. Too fast, too furious. Alright guys, that was just a little ride, 2-up on it. Little 2-up review ride. Just a little quick one. Alright, well that's about it guys. See y'all next time. Later.